Good afternoon, y'all. I just wanted to come on here for a minute and talk to you a little bit about what I had learned yesterday. Before I get into that, I noticed you probably always wonder about that part of the ceiling there where we had a leak that happened in that area from our chimney, and I had repainted it, but I got the wrong color paint. So, yes, that's what I have to do. I have to repaint the whole ceiling, and that way it'll all match. Just haven't got there yet. So, if you was all wondering about that, that's what's going on. What am I going to talk about today? Well, yesterday I had got on YouTube, and Paul Saladino and Sally K. Norton, there was an interview he had done with Sally K. Norton. And if you don't know who Sally is, she talks about the high oxalates foods, which she loves vegetables, always did. Now she is a carnivore person because vegetables about killed her. And she didn't know they were that potent and toxic, I should say, that can hurt your life instead of help your life. And so anyway, she's been decades getting the oxalates out of her system, and she is recently, I think maybe about a year now, she's went carnivore. I could be a little bit wrong about that. But she had a degree in nutrition, and she got this from the Cornell University. And in her learning about nutrition, she was never talked to about high oxalate vegetables or fruit, okay? So even your nuts are high oxalate. The only one that isn't that high in oxalates is macadamia nuts, so you've got a choice to make. Almonds are very high in oxalates, very bad for your body. And she had problems since she was 12 years old with joints, pain, back pain, and she got to where, as she got older, she had to quit wearing high heels and stuff like that because of the oxalates. Her feet would hurt, when she wore the heels. Now that she's in her 40s, like I think she's 48, something like that, almost 50. She is now again wearing high heels. She runs. She couldn't do that for years because she was in the hospital because she had to have foot surgery. For 30 years, she couldn't go barefooted or even wear the high heels because of this. She was very sensitive to things. And that's when she found out about high oxalates in all the vegetables and stuff she did. She had sleep disorders, which you will have sleep disorders because sometimes when you eat things, just like drinking a Pepsi or drinking coffee, and it doesn't bother me. I can drink coffee right before I go to bed. It doesn't keep me up. Now, if I drink a Pepsi, it does. And I think it's the sugar, not so much the caffeine. Maybe it's a mixture of the caffeine and sugar that keeps you awake. So I don't do the Pepsi anymore anyway. I do water, I do coffee, and that's my extent of what I drink. I'm not even drinking teas now because teas have a lot of oxalates in them. So I backed off of that because I did notice when I was drinking my chai tea, which I really like, I was getting those spots around my eyes again. And I said, okay, is it a tea? And it could be. So I just said, why drink it if I don't know what it's going to now? I have drank unsweet tea before. I don't have as much a reaction because I don't drink a lot of it. See, I drink a lot of the chai tea once I get started. I will drink 2 or 3 cups of it at a time. It doesn't bother me, but it does bother me. If you have arthritis pain and mental fogginess, sometimes your oxalates are causing this because you got so much in your body. And some of the highest ones is like Swiss chard is really bad. Spinach is very bad. And here I thought, and so didn't Sally Norton, thinking sweet potatoes was really good for you. A sweet potato is very high in oxalates. And your almonds and your beets and beets greens are bad. Your celery root's not bad. You can do celery root, but celery is really bad for you. So you got to be careful with your celery. And she even talked a little bit about this thing that she was having problems with. She called it crotch pain. Yes, such a thing, crotch pain. And she said that she was told by a doctor to go to a place called vulva pain or something like that, and it had to do with vagina pain, bladder pain, your irritable bowel, UTIs. And she had no idea that because of what she was eating was causing her problems. Yeah. So she had to quit work and everything because she was so bad with all the pain that she had. Excuse me. And she had gut issues. And she didn't know it. But here she was eating kiwi, thinking kiwi was good for you, and I didn't know kiwi was high in oxalates, but she tells you this, it is. So she said she had to quit eating even kiwis because of this. And she also said that, people do the celery juice. Very bad for you. You shouldn't do it. Celery is very high in oxalates. She said, if you're going to do a green drink, like a smoothie, you're going to have to do lettuce or kale. And there was a different kind of kale. One kale is very bad and one isn't. She has on her website an area where you can buy, I think it's like $2.99 for her sheet of all the high oxalate, low oxalate foods that you, if you want to still do vegetables, that you can eat and it won't bother you. And see, oxalates, they're little crystals. And if you go onto YouTube and listen to Paul Saladino, which is Saldino, and Sally K. Norton's interview, you will find this, and she will tell you about the oxalates, exactly what they are, what they do. And you can actually die from eating too much oxalates. A man did do this. He was 52, 53 years old, and he thought he would lose weight quickly by eating what they call sorrel soup. Now, I guess this is like a vegetable soup. And so he was eating a lot of it, and he died. They said a heart attack, okay? But when they really got into it, they seen how much inflammation his body had because of the oxalates that was in this, and that is what killed him. The final outcome was the oxalates. So you got to be careful. Don't do plant enzymes. I'm sorry. I know there's people out there who do. They're not good for you. Very bad. That's why I'm telling you, check this interview out if you really want to learn. I don't care if you're doing essential oils. I do essential oils to a point. But I'm telling you, people, be careful with what you're doing and really research what you're putting in your body. That's all you can do. And, it's like agave. We do that agave or garvey, however you want to say that. It's that sugar, liquid sugar. It's really bad and it's high in oxalates. I didn't even know that, but I found that out. Now I'm going to read some of what she said. Some of the oxalates have a role in your gut. Okay, and you have some gut problems, and that, like she said, the bladder and UTI. Kale is not too bad, and cabbage is not too bad. Now, your beans, the navy beans and black beans, are very high in oxalates. Nuts, other than, like I said, the macadamia nuts. Your seeds that you're eating, you need to back off. Chia seeds is very high in oxalates. So you keto people out there, be careful of your chia seeds. I used to do them a lot. So I don't do them anymore. Matter of fact, I got rid of all of it. And so I just don't have it in my house. That keeps me from wanting it. So you got to be careful. Now, she said if you have to have a seed, she says pumpkin seeds, but the sprout of the pumpkin seed. And she said sunflower seeds are okay to an extent. So you have to be careful. Potatoes are very high in oxalate, white and sweet potatoes. So you got to be careful with your potato intake. Peanuts, peanut butter, these nut bars you buy, that I did it. I thought they were being so good for my body. And here, that's what was causing most of my ankle pain, leg pain, feet and arms. And it's amazing what they'll do. Even your sciatic nerve. Some people, mine's popcorn and corn. I can't eat it because it bothers my sciatic nerve, so I have to leave it alone. Celery juice and spinach and green smoothies are very bad for you. She said that's when she said if you're going to do them, do a lettuce, romaine, because they're very low in oxalates if you want a green smoothie, and arugula or something like that, whatever that other one that starts with. I can't pronounce it, but listen to her video and you'll hear it. And some people say cooking takes it away, the oxalates. No, it doesn't. She said in order to really get all the oxalates out of broccoli, you have to cook it for 10 minutes. Who wants to eat broccoli for 10 minutes it's been cooked? Because it's just like mush. Not me. No, thank you. I just won't eat it because that's kind of gross. Your the cacao, like your cocoa flour or powder, as you would call it, it's high in oxalates. If you're going to do a chocolate, you should do the white chocolate. It's in low oxalates. That's what you need to do if you're going to do it. Don't rely on those almond snacks, the almond nuts for a snack, because they're very high in oxalates. You may not feel it now, but later down the road you will. And teas like green teas and black teas are very high. They do say herbal tea's not too bad for you, but I see a result with me, especially with the chai tea. Turnip, not turnips, turmeric. Turmeric is bad for joint pain. They say it helps your joint pain. Well, she says you'll find out later it's not what's going to help your joint pain in the end. It's going to cause you more problems with the oxalates. So you've got to be so careful with all this stuff. Okra, it's another one that's high in oxalates. So sometimes I know it's hard for us with our way of eating. We want sugar, we want chocolate, we want all this stuff that's not good for us. And I know it's one of the hardest things in the world. This week, I am doing a meat and water-based diet, and my coffee. I've done eggs. I'm trying to stay right there with all that. Bacon, sausage, I feel better already. And my eyes are already clearing up because I'm staying away from all of the oxalated stuff. So, and I'm happy about it. I'm okay with it. It's not hurting me. And the coconut, the coconut, unsweet coconut's not bad for you. If you want, I'm going to do a little thing here in a little bit with some white chocolate and coconut cream. I think it's got a little bit of sugar in it, but those are little bars I make, and every once in a while I want something, that's what I go to. You're not getting that much sugar, but you're still getting a little bit of sugar, and sometimes we have to kind of wean ourselves off of that stuff, just like coffee. If you want to quit coffee, you don't quit it cold turkey because you'll get a headache. So you have to wean yourself off all this stuff. It's no different than a drug. And she says anybody who's doing a lot of vegetables, do not go cold turkey, because she did that, and she wreaked havoc on her body because she did. I kind of did that, but not full force like she did. And I think that's why I've had some little incidents myself, because the oxalates are coming out of my body. Psoriasis. Oxalates is what causes your psoriasis and eczema and that kind of stuff, and you don't even realize it. She was saying that 2.5 grams of oxalates can actually kill you. So that's why you got to be so careful. She said something about if you do 3 green smoothies a day, you really are wreaking havoc on your body. It's very bad. And that's almost where it is with the oxalates. So you got to be so careful with what you're doing with the green smoothies. So it's just like she said, you need to slowly get them out of your body. And they'll be decades. Sometimes you'll have a little bit of styes that come on your eyes from it. She says take olive oil and do that. Or not olive oil, I'm sorry, coconut oil. Rub that on your sty. That helps it, because what's happening is your oxalates are coming out. Some people have crystals come out of their eyes because they get cakey. You get that stuff in your eyes. So that'll happen sometimes. Now, I've noticed since I've gotten away from the stuff again, I ate pepperoni rolls. We had our friends up from West Virginia brought us pepperoni rolls, and I did the hot peppers from a guy that his brother made them. And we did get some Oliverios, but his brother made these peppers. They were delicious, but boy, did I pay for it. My ankles started hurting. I noticed my eyes were starting to bother me again, trying to open them up in the mornings. So, I got to stay away from it. And I love the pepperoni rolls and the peppers, but it doesn't love me. Now, I can eat regular pepperoni. Doesn't bother me. It's the other stuff that's like the night vegetables, which is your peppers. And I think that's what bothered me. Let alone who knows what was in the pepperoni rolls themselves as far as the bread goes. I have no clue. One thing she was saying, if you're on smoothies and you do the green smoothie, she said do the watercress or arugula. I think I don't know if that's the purple kind of lettuce or not, but lettuce is low in oxalates. So your lettuce is okay, except for spinach. Spinach is very high. And she said, if you want it, in place of your potato, do cauliflower. That's why you'll see a lot of the cauliflower being used now as in place of potatoes, and that's why. She said turnips, rutabaga is good. She said you can do that. Celery root is okay to do. So there's other little things you can do. But you got to be so careful with that. See, carnivore diet helps people with their vitamin B. The B vitamins you get through the meat. And so when you eat the meat, you feel better because you're getting your B vitamin. And she even said that she learned a lot from Amber O'Hearn. And Amber is one who does the carnivore diet. And she's somebody she really learned. And then there was a Susan Owen she talked about. She does low oxalates, and it helps. Low oxalates help with your autistic kids, and I didn't know that, but it does for children. But she said you also have problems, trigger finger and your thumbs. You'll have problems like that. Diabetics have to be very careful with oxalates because they do have something to do with that. So I just wanted to tell you, Kiwi, my one stepdaughter used to love Kiwi, and I tried it a few times. I'm just not a Kiwi person, but she liked it. And of course, at that time, no one knew about this stuff. It's out there, but now we have internet. We learn so much more. So I'm just asking everybody. I'm not telling you how to eat, but just be careful. And I want you to be healthy. I want you to feel good. I want you to be able to do the things that you love to do and not be crippled up. And I can tell a difference just by getting off of that stuff already in 3 days. My ankles and my feet aren't hurting. Matter of fact, I'm getting ready to go for a walk because I want to get out there and enjoy the sunshine while it's here. So today I'm going to go for another mile walk, maybe 2 miles today, and just enjoy myself out there in the weather. So I just wanted to come on here and just kind of tell you a little bit about that stuff. And I'm trying to wean myself off coffee. I've been drinking too much. So I'm going back to drinking more water, and I think I'll feel a little bit more better. So it's all in what you want to do, and a lot of it's what we eat. And it's one of the hardest things for us to believe that our vegetables we've been told all of our life and our fruit is good for us. Well, I'm going to tell you, it's not. And a lot of people says they can't do the carnivore diet. Well, if you eat even fish or chicken, that's a meat diet. You really need some extra, like some beef once in a while. A lot of people don't like beef, but if you get salmon and cod and some of the better fish, I know some people like bacon, some people don't. I do bacon, I do sausage. Hasn't hurt me yet, but it is what it is. So, I can't tell you what to do. I know a lot of people complain, well, I got this belly. Well, your fruit and sugar is putting the belly on you, and the carbohydrates is putting the belly on you, and that is because of the sugar that's in the carbohydrates, because it turns to sugar. So if you're adding sugar and you're eating sugar, it's not helping your belly. So mine is really starting to come off now, and I'm so happy about it. I can get out of the car without my belly being in my way in the steering wheel, and my hips not hitting the steering wheel when I go to turn around because I've lost weight there. So anyway, I feel better, and I want to continue doing what I'm doing, because why do anything different that makes me feel bad? So with saying all that, you all have a great day, and God bless you, and thank you for all the prayers that you've been saying for Penelope and our other friend who just had surgery. So I just really appreciate those prayers, and I want to thank you all for that, and God bless you all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.